to jump right into my show here today. As usual, have some pretty awesome guests, so I'm not going to waste any time. Standing here with me is Richard Davia. Hello, Richard. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Good. He is the artistic director for REVELFEST 18, which is a very cool fundraiser that benefits arts programs here in Rhode Island. And very excited to talk to you about this event. There's so much going on, so many very cool things. But first, tell us a little bit about what REVELFEST is and how you got involved in organizing it.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. It's great to be here. And so REVELFEST started last year, and it was kind of in response to a lot of fundraisers that were going on that I was involved in that were really wonderful and fantastic events, but they were a high ticket price and had a, kind of a typical nice sit-down dinner and entertainment in that vein. I wanted to do something that was a bit more experimental and I guess edgy, if you will, that incorporated arts, but was also very accessible and affordable, really for anybody. And also celebrated the art in its making state, where art is unfolding right in front of your eyes, that focused on music, fashion, product design, and kind of everything that kind of revolves around that. So making art, making music, making fashion in real time is really what this event is all about, at the heart of it all.
See, I told you it was cool. So REVELFEST is a part of the Revel Factory.
That's correct.
Which is a nonprofit organization that is creating arts programs. So tell us a little bit about the programs that they work with.
Sure. So Revel Factory is the nonprofit arm of 1031 Productions, and if you're familiar with 1031 here in Rhode Island, they're most well known for the Living Gargoyle exhibition at Waterfire.
And they've been on the show, we should mention. They had some tree people.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but they were gorgeous and amazing.
They do living art experiences all around the world, really, but they're based right out of here in Rhode Island. As part of their kind of growth, a lot of folks had asked them to donate performances and do all types of philanthropic pieces. So they created a new arm of 1031 called Revel Factory, and that's where I saw an opportunity. I was part of the naming of that space, if you will. It's an art space that's very accessible, and we did our first festival last year, called it REVELFEST, with this idea of bringing the arts community together around music, fashion, product design, all, like I was mentioning earlier, happening in real time. And also very accessible. The tickets are only $20. You can hear about them and all the kind of great artists that are performing in the event at revelfest.com. I actually have
there we go.
a little graphic, so if you see this,
that's us, right?
If you see this around town, I'm doing old school flyering, but we're online, obviously, and on Facebook. So if you search Facebook events for REVELFEST 18, if you just go to revelfest.com, all of the artists' pages are there. There's an artist tab link. There's just 2 or 3 tabs on the site, very simple. Great photos from last year as well. But it'll tell you all about the performances that are happening on the 7th, April 7th, which is a week from this Saturday night at Revel Factory, which is right in the heart of the Arts District in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, right around the corner from the GAM Theater on Roosevelt Street.
Sounds great. There's all the info, so at least we know where we're going. Let's talk a little bit deeper. Yeah, sure. Let's talk a little bit deeper about what's going to be happening. You said that this is not your average fundraiser. This is definitely more accessible. It's a little edgier. I've noticed that some of the acts that are going to be there are like body painting and circus acts and different types of things that are, one of them was kind of steampunk themed.
Yeah, we had a steampunk exhibition last year, which was quite cool. So this year we're continuing the tradition of keeping it a little dark and a little edgy, and a lot of fun and very interactive. So we're having the night kicks off with the painting of the Revel goddess, and that is being produced by Art on the Spot, which is also a Rhode Island art company. You'll see them all around circuses and events. I think they're going to be on this show next week. They will be on next week, possibly.
Yes.
So we're going to have that exhibition, if you will, come to life while the Revel goddess is being painted. As people are filtering through the event, we're going to have a full bar available, and we have food as well, kind of at the entry, and a local, really amazing vendors. Kent Stetson handbags are going to be with us in the marketplace, kind of launch time around 7 p.m., as well as Thread and Metal, another local vendor. And we have our signature soaps that we make every year.
There we go.
So I have some packaging from last year. So this is made by Earth and Anchor, and they are prepared right here in Rhode Island. And we do a signature soap that's available as a kind of signature gift, if you will. Everything is very accessible and affordable, and proceeds rather go right to the arts programs that are benefited from the overall organization through Revel, specifically the Jacqueline M. Walsh School for Performing Arts and the Miracle Elective. So that's where, at the end of the day, all of the kind of program is funding. So it's an art event directed, produced by artists that ultimately benefit young artists in our community.
I'm sorry,
No,
I interrupted you. Tell us about the Miracle Elective that you just brought up. It's a really very, very cool program, unlike anything I had ever heard of. And tell us a little bit about how that works.
And I'll get back to the cool art stuff.
Sorry.
The Miracle Elective is an organization that is really brings young artists and pairs them with people in nursing homes here in Rhode Island. And they kind of pair them up and become friends, become buddies. And the young artist is inspired by the story of their new friend's life, or lives that they've lived, and stories that they tell. And they take those stories back and create a piece of art, whether it's music or dance or something dimensional like a sculpture or a painting. And there's a collection of these young artists, and then they bring those artworks back into the nursing home community, and they do a small community show for the residents, for the staff, for the families, and then they do another show in the community as well to kind of just continue the vibe of bridging the gap, if you will, between the youth in our culture and our seniors that are really in their the senior stage of life.
I love that whole concept, and I love that you can go to such a cool event and know that you're benefiting organizations like that one.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the art that is being made in real time. Let's get back to that, because it's really cool.
We ended with the Revel Goddess.
Yes.
So then we're going to have Paul Cote is joining us. He was with us last year, and he is known for doing live abstract expression painting to live music. So that'll be happening again this year. However, Paul's putting a little bit of a unique spin on it, and I won't.
No spoilers.
No spoiler alert on that one. But he is going to be painting a live garment with a model. Wearing the garment that will be later premiered during the fashion show, when we have a fashion show that is being presented by Lights Fashion Philanthropy. There are going to be 3 featured fashion designers that are local to Rhode Island that have amazing, amazing collections. So they'll be walking the runway, and that's all happening to live music. So my band Glamorama is playing during that segment of the show, if you will. So we do a live set of kind of vintage meets contemporary music. I say modern meets contemporary, or modern meets Motown. And it's a very fun act, and that's all going to be happening while the fashion show is happening. ERB, the Extraordinary Rendition Band, will be joining us as well. And got Space Heater and Kurt Fowl. They played before us. I know I'm forgetting a few people. Circus Dynamics do a performance as well. So it's really a night of one show after the other. Metamorphosis Dance Company, I can't forget them as well. They're doing a live presentation. Also, last year they actually did a video to an original song that another band, The Sound of Gravity, performed. We performed last year, and they did a really great dance piece on video, and we premiered the video that night too. So it's really a multimedia type of night with film and video and art and fashion and food and drink and a lot of fun.
And everything
Alien
awesome.
TV is joining us as well. He does amazing live projections to live kind of experiences also. So when he interprets our songs via video and kind of makes them come to life as well. So these events happen one after the other, so it's a very fast pace. I'm kind of inspired by South by Southwest, if you're familiar with that. It's a big arts media festival that happens in Austin, Texas, which is a huge 2-week event or so. That's more for-profit, where this is a small boutique version of that. That's nonprofit and very philanthropic. Also gives us permission to be kind of fun and edgy also.
Yeah, you've mentioned, you just described such a wide range of artistic expression that you are going to be showing at this one event. And you've mentioned that it can only be supported by a community like this one that we happen to have in Rhode Island. So what do you think this says about the kind of creative people we have in our state?
It says a lot, and it's funny. Last year we had a local bookbinder produce a book for us for the first REVELFEST we did. It was just simply called REVELFEST 17. We had an amazing photographer. We had a bunch of photographers there, but John Deputy, who's a local Providence-based photographer, he's Providence-based now, donated a lot of his his artwork that he shot the night of the event. Beautiful photographs. So I felt like I had to do something with that book, and I kind of shopped it around and found a great local bookbinder to kind of support and donate his services to create this amazing book and showcase the art that was happening at the event. And when I brought it to him, that's exactly what he said. The first thing when he saw my comp was, this can only happen in Rhode Island, which is true. There's such a kind of community spirit. Artists here, I think, are very innovative and inventive, and don't take themselves maybe too seriously, and just want to jump in and support each other and have a lot of fun. So I think that's what it's all about here. Last year we also sold out, so we were able to, the Autism Project were our beneficiary for last year. We basically supported a portion of their programs for Camp Wanna Go Again, where they bring expressive art therapies to people that are dealing with autism and kind of live on the autism spectrum. And we were, again, using the making of art by local artists to support an expressive arts program. So it's about making art for art. That's what it's all about. And it's funny, when I tell this story to people, whether it's here in Rhode Island or elsewhere, they would often say that this wouldn't happen where I live, but people in Rhode Island kind of get it. We don't want to get too comfortable. Also, we sold out last year, which was an awesome success, first time out of the gate, but we need your help to help us sell out this year as well. So if you just join us, it's on the 7th. Go to REVELFEST, R-E-V with a V, not a B, revelfest.com. All of the information about the artist, about the event itself, the time, everything you need to know, and ultimately you can get some tickets there too and join us and have a great night.
I mean, it sounds like a great night, and knowing that it is all for a good cause, and it can just do more to support all of this amazing creativity. Quickly before we go, I want to talk a little bit about your band, because I love this show for meeting people like you that make me feel lazy. You're in 2 bands, you've arranged this whole event, you do all these things. So Glamorama is going to be performing.
Yes.
And I
can't wait.
I know. It sounds so, just the name,
yeah.
I can almost picture what the music is like. What is the music like? What can we expect to hear?
All right, well, I can't take full credit for Glamorama. This is a dear friend of mine, Joanna Casino. You may know her from Flip Salon Apothecary here in Providence. That's her baby. She and I have been dear friends since grade school. She brought this concept to me, 6 months or so ago, and said I have this vision to do this really kind of contemporary type of band, but give it an old school vintage twist. And I remember exactly what she said to me. She said, big guitars, big horns, big drums, big vocals. I was like, big guitars, I'm your guy.
Yeah, got that covered.
So we kind of worked on a set list together and started bringing in some other collaborators on the project. And we have a set list that really brings the best of vintage kind of Motown rock and roll and mixes it with contemporary songs. We're kind of calling it like our hip B-sides, and we give it our own little twist. And it's a lot of fun for me, because my passion and what I'm mostly known for as a local musician is for original music. I'm a songwriter, and my band, The Sound of Gravity, has a focus on that. But Glamorama kind of takes me out of my comfort zone and gives me the opportunity to reinterpret these kind of funky tunes that I typically wouldn't be doing in my other music projects. So that's Glamorama in a nutshell. Big guitars, big horns, big drums, big vocals.
Sounds
a lot
so
of fun. Yeah.
And the fashion show will be happening during that moment. So
we do a set of, I'm thinking, maybe between 7 and 10 songs or so toward the end of the night, right before ERB joins. They join us actually for a couple of songs, but during 2 of those songs, we're premiering 3 designers. One of them is Let's Be Real Fashion, and that is by designer Stephanie Raymond. Her work is amazing. And then we have a couple of newcomers. One is Infamous, a local designer here in Providence, and then the third is Art fashion honor. So those 3 designers will be walking with what they're calling a micro collection, I think 5 looks each, while we're performing. And I think what better way to kind of marry a band called Glamorama with a fashion show. So
absolutely,
we'll have a lot of fun with it, I'm sure.
Oh, it sounds like so much fun. Of course, you can get all the information at revelfest.com. Also, we will provide information for getting tickets at golocalprov.com. Richard, thank you so much for being here. Oh, we gotta hug it out. We gotta hug it out. Everyone, we hope to see you on April 7th.
See you April 7th.
At REVELFEST 18. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We will take a quick pause and I will set up for my next guest.